Principal steps involved in conducting a sample survey. So in this paper 5, the unit 1 consists of sample surveys. So I think you know what is a population, what is a sample, you know what is a population, what is a sample. So with respect to any given objective, the collection of animates or inanimates under study is called population. So studying, what is the terms we have discussed? Complete enumeration and sampling. These two also we have discussed. What is complete enumeration? Name itself tells that each and every unit of the population is being studied to draw conclusions with respect to a particular survey. Again I repeat, under complete enumeration, each and every unit of the population is being studied to arrive to a conclusion on a sample survey. So what are the sizes of population? Finite or infinite population. If the number of units in a population is finite, we call that as a finite population. If it is number of units in a population is uncountable, we call that as infinite population. In the previous topic only we have discussed that we have some drawbacks on complete enumeration. So what are the drawbacks? If the population is infinite, we cannot study each and every unit of the population. Even though population is finite, we cannot study each and every unit of the population because of the factors time, cost. These two will be beyond our estimation. So even though the population is finite, we cannot go for complete enumeration. In such cases, we are going to collect a subset from the sample, from the population, which is called sample, and the study with regarding the survey is done on this sample, and conclusions are drawn based on this sample. So let us see that is what we have discussed in the previous class. Now let us see what are the principal steps involved in conducting any sample survey. Likewise, while writing the practical, I think you are going to follow some headings like writing aim, formula, procedure, calculations. At last you are going to draw the conclusions. Similarly, if you are going to conduct a sample survey, what do I mean by sample survey? Sample survey is nothing but that involves drawing a sample and studying the sample, analyzing the sample, and drawing the conclusions for the given survey. So likewise, what not only your practical, everything needs a plan. I think bluntly you cannot do all, and means whatever the task is given to you, that should be divided into a number of independent parts. Similarly, before conducting a sample survey also, it should have a principal steps. It involves 12 different steps. So coming to your examination, it's a long answer question for 12 marks. If not, each and every side heading you are going to get for short answer. Anyway, either it is a long answer or short answer, not only in the examination point of view, in general also this is an important question. What are the steps you follow while conducting a sample survey? It involves 12 steps. Let us see what are the 12 steps are. First I will write and then I will explain each and every step. Objectives of the survey. Likewise, your aim side heading in your practical, here you are going to specify the objective of the survey. Means in the first step you should specify the objective of the survey in a concrete terms, means, or it should be clear. The same example which I have considered, if you are going to, the task is, the survey is regarding the income of so and so families in a particular area, then you should specify the objective of the survey is nothing but to study the average incomes of the family in the given area. So here the first step in any survey is nothing but to specify the objective of the survey clearly. So after, the second step is nothing but defining the population to be sampled. I think, where do you draw the sample from? You will draw the sample from population. Whenever you should, first of all you should specify define the population from which you are going to, as it is sample survey, you are going to conduct a survey on the sample. So before drawing the sample, I think you should specify the population clearly. I'll give you without any ambiguity, means I'll give you the same example. If the example is to nothing but to find out average incomes of 1,000 families or number of families living in some Eragada area, let us see. This is the objective of your survey. Now you should specify the population from which you are going to draw the sample. So what will be the formula population here? The total number of families living in Eragada area will be your population. From that population you should draw the sample. You cannot consider the families living in some other area like Khairtabad, any other area. Means the population should be in connection with the objective of this survey. There should be a connection between these two. If the area or the society, if the classes, suppose that if you are going to study the average incomes of people in Eragada area, the population should be the total number of families living in Eragada. It cannot be any other area. So you should define the population from which you are going to draw the samples in clear, means without any confusion. You should not overlap any two areas. So in the third one, the frame and sampling units. Let us see what are the frame comma sampling units are, or we call this as sampling frame also. So I think families, if you consider the same, if I am going to my objective is the same, then I think the Eragada area should be able to divide the entire area into number of families. Let us say that we have 20,000 families here. So each family is going to be the sampling unit here. We call this as a sampling unit, means it cannot be, this is one first family or second, third, you have number of families up to 20,000, means you should have a framework of this. Out of each and every unit, this entire division of the population into individual units is called frame, and each unit in this frame is called sampling unit. The population must be capable of division into sampling unit for the purpose of sample selection. So after defining the population, you should be able to divide that into individual units, which we call the entire this as sampling frame. We are going to call this as sampling frame, and individual units are called sampling unit. So after defining this, next one is nothing but data to be collected. So once the sampling frame is being defined, you should be able to collect the data. So here if I am going to find the average income of the people, you should be able to get the data from each of these families. Next one is nothing but questionnaire. I think these you have read in the previous semesters, questionnaire and schedule. So how do you get the data, required data? What are the methods of getting the required data? Means either you can follow a questionnaire or schedule. What is a questionnaire? Questionnaire is nothing but list of questions. Those will be written in or represented in a systematic order. Now either questionnaire or schedule, both are nothing but list of questions or the questions related to our survey. The questionnaire, you will have two words here, respondent and investigator, or the two names we are going to use. So who are called investigators and who are called respondents? Investigator is nothing but the one who is going to collect the data. So if with respect to this study, if I am carrying the questionnaire or if I am asking the questions, then I am going to be the investigator there. The families from which I am getting data are called the respondents. So questionnaire is a list of questions and schedule is also a list of questions. So if these list of questions are being filled, I think it will have an option, this will have an option, number of options will be given in this questionnaire. If these options are filled by the investigator, we call that as a questionnaire. If these are filled by the respondent, we call that as a schedule. So now let us see what are the requests, or the what is a good questionnaire? The questionnaire should name itself tells either a questionnaire or a schedule is a list of questions related to a particular survey which gives you the relevant data. You should keep in the mind that the questionnaire should not have a too large number of questions, or it should not have it should avoid the getting the personal information, or it should not have many options. For a question 1, so let us say that I have framed 15 questions. After those the first question has 8 options. If there are many options also, the respondent may confuse. Means while preparing a questionnaire, you should keep in mind that it should not have too many questions, and also it should have no ambiguity in the options given. So I should not repeat the same option for the same question. Say if I have A, B, C, D, I have 4 options. I cannot say that these two should be two distinct one, two different one. These two, there should be no confusion between these options. Means while preparing a questionnaire, you should the investigator should keep in mind that it should not be a lengthy questionnaire. So let us suppose that I am conducting a survey and the questionnaire consists of 100 questions. If I circulate those questionnaires to the respondents, am I going to get the data? See, if I give 100 questions and please answer, I think I won't get correct answers for those. If I have less number of questions, it will be more effective. There is a chance that I may get a correct and good information from the respondent. The questions should not be too long. There should be no ambiguity in the options given. This is the 4th step. In the 5th step, how to collect the information. So we have prepared a questionnaire. Now, how we are going to collect the information here? Either are you going to carry the questionnaire personally, or you are going to use some mail system. So if I am going to carry the questionnaire in person, then I call that as interview method. So I am going to conduct household survey. From house to house I am going to move, and I am going to get the method by personal interview method. In all the cases, the personal interview method is not suitable. So if I am conducting the survey, always I won't conduct the survey in Erragadda in Hyderabad only. No? The surveys in general may be conducted from remote areas also. Suppose that if my center is in Hyderabad and I am going to get the data from some other state which is very far, like Jammu Kashmir or some other state. Can I go for interview method there? No, I cannot go for interview method. Either it is a questionnaire or schedule. Going to each and every state and collecting the data is very difficult task and impossible task. In such case, what I am going to get the information, I may go for mailed questionnaire also. I may mail the question. Nowadays we are going to use the electronic media email system, or in the olden days they make use of the postal one. Okay? They are going to make use of the mails to get the required information. This is the 6th heading called methods of collecting information. Either you can collect by interview method or mailed questionnaire. This is the one where we conduct the data by moving household surveys. Whenever we have household surveys, whenever the region is very near to us, we can prefer this. Whenever the area is very far or remote areas, I think we cannot prefer this method, then we can go for mailed questionnaire method. Then 7th step is nothing but non-response. Let us see. I have collected the data. I want to get the data. The best example is nothing but for non-response. Who are respondents from which we are collecting data? The one from which we are collecting the data are called the respondents. So even though I am posting all these videos, I think I am not finding any response from you girls. In the similar way, even though the questionnaires are supplied to all the persons in that area, some questionnaires may be missing. Some of them may not be interested, maybe non-availability of the unit. By the time it reaches the particular person, the house may be locked or door locked, or the persons may be unavailable. Whenever the respondent is unavailable, in some cases he may not be willing to give the information. In some cases he want to skip. Means there is no rule that if the sample size is 100, There is no rule that I should get the data from all the 100 individuals, all the 100 sampling units. Means there is a high chance of non-response. I may not get a response from the respondents, which we call as a non-response. You should specify, after doing this, you should specify how much you have the non-response, either it is 20 or 10 or it is 70%. It should be clearly mentioned what is the non-response of the survey, because depending upon that we are going to draw the conclusions. So I have collected, today my duty is to collect the data from 100 families. By the time I reach there, some of the doors were locked and also some of them are not willing to give the data. Means out of 100 families, only I got data from 30. There I have a non-response. That day my data is going to get different results when compared to the day when I got much information. So non-response should also be clearly mentioned, one of the step in conducting the principal survey. This is a very important question for 3 marks, non-response. And after the 8th step is nothing but selection of proper sampling design. What do you mean by sampling design? Sampling design is nothing but how you are going to, what is the sample size? How much size you are going to select out of the population size. Always remember, population size we indicate with capital N. The population size is 1000. How much sample is to be collected to get good results or appropriate results? Means this small n we call as the sample size. With respect to 1000, 10,000, what will be the sample size? How do you decide? I think these surveys should be universally accepted. It is not the survey done for you or for me. Whenever a survey is done, that should be accepted by maximum number of people. So what is the sample size you are going to select? That is a big question here. That is defined under the proper selection of proper sample design, which we will discuss in the second unit. In the third one, next one is nothing but organization of the field work. This is a very important part of the sample survey. Organization of the field work is nothing but collected data. So if the investigator, who is investigator? The person who collects the information, okay, is called the investigator. If the investigator is not properly trained, or if he doesn't have much patience also, you are not going to get the good data from the respondent. So I think a questionnaire always consists of the same number of questions. Let us say that my questionnaire consists of 15 questions, and I should repeat these 15 questions at each and every person, say 100 persons per day. If I don't have proper training or patience, I think I am going to skip some of the questions. I think the investigator, the one who is doing the field work, should have a proper training, or I should take proper methods while collecting the data or before starting the field data. If not, the data is not going to play a very bad role in the conclusions. After that, pre-test. Pre-test is nothing but after planning all these, you should conduct a pre-test. What do you mean by pre-test? Before going to actual field work, better you could do some mock. Likewise, your final examination, you are going to write some pre-final examinations or some mock tests. Similarly, before executing all these steps, the entire schedule should be done with a few members, 1 or 2 members, which is called pre-test. Pre-test is carrying out the questionnaire or schedule on a small scale of population. After the entire work is done, you are with data. Okay, you have collected the data. After the data is done, you should summarize the data and analyze. I think the data is now in raw data. Raw data means you will have like S. All the questionnaires will have S, no, A, B, C, like that. You got answers. Means all these are coding. You should decode them. Decoding should be done, which gives you the numerical one, like After decoding, you'll get these are in alphabets. With this, you cannot do anything. So statistics means which deals with numerical data. With S or with A's or with B's, you cannot do anything. We call that as ungrouped data or raw data. That should be converted into summary. Means you should tabulations. You should represent that using the tally marks. You know all those well. You should represent that with class interfrequency. Means that should be given a classification tabulation. After collecting the data, summarize those data in tabular forms and analyze the data. After analyzing the data, the statistical analysis should be done and you should prepare the reports. After preparing the reports, those can be used for the future purpose. I'll repeat the same side headings again. Principal steps involved in the conducting sample survey. For conducting any sample survey, it involves 12 major steps. The first step is nothing but objective of the survey. In the first step of the survey, you should specify the objective of the survey clearly. In the second step, defining the population from which you are going to draw sample. The population from which you are going to draw the sample should be clearly mentioned and it should be in connection with the objective of the survey. Next one, divide the population into a frame in which the entire population is divided into individual units, where each individual unit is called sampling unit. All the units together called a sampling frame. What is the purpose? Means then it will be easy to pick up the sampling units. I can select a 10 from the first row or 5 from the second row, like that. These, after defining the population, try to represent them in individual units called sampling frame. Then collect the data. How to collect the data? Questionnaire or schedule. Just now this is the questionnaire and schedule. In the fifth heading, questionnaire and schedule is the fifth one. Then you should go for methods of collecting information. That may be interview method or mailed a questionnaire. Non-response, selection of proper sampling design, organization of field work, pre-test and summary and analysis of data, and here only you will get preparation of reports. In the last step, this survey may be used by other persons for their future one, and means you should be able to represent in a systematic way, so that any completed sample survey may be useful or helpful in providing a note for designing the future sample surveys. Okay, in this non-response is very much important. Just have a look on from this 12 side headings. Together a 12 marks question, or otherwise this third one, sampling frame, is a 3 marks question. Define sampling frame, sampling unit. What is non-response? What is questionnaire? What is pre-test? All these nothing but 3 marks question. Thank you.